Fifth paragraph of Ois Hey. So he explained even the psoilas, that even psoilas is tainug for disease-carrying creatures. So the tainug continues. But what he's explaining in detail, there's a difference between Ra and or Mavis and Ra. Mavis explained, gentlemen, chime in, explain the difference. Mavis is what and Ra is what? And how do we go from Mavis to Ra? That explained yesterday in the fourth Ois. From Parai to Pa'ir, from Mavis to Ra, it's one critical thing. It's four, have a look, it's 4 lines from the paragraph that begins V'noisef al inyan ha'mavis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Vinyan, that's where he says it outright, and at the whole arichas for the rest of the ois. Very simple. It's a very simple process. We're all struggling with it. I guess it doesn't apply to anybody. Ha't'chk from them. Good. He says that when the Metzius, the Metzius of Gashmius that nourishes a person, the reality that we're dealing with, if he's machshiv it, if he grants it, this is the end all, not relating to it as the psoilis from the emes tainug, that's how it begins, just granting it legitimacy, significance, importance, even more than that really, not just importance, but this is life. This defines my life. And from that's mavis. And from that, it's a slippery slide to Ra. He's not just living his own little life selfishly, but he's actually damaging. What are you doing in the market? So you don't buy, you don't sell, you're not producing anything, is one thing. But all you do is make trouble. That's when it gets, that's the Ra. Another complicated. So now explain to me Parai and Pa'ir. Just look at it, look at the Maimer, look at the paragraph. How they explain how from Parai the same Isis as Pa'ir. It starts off one way and it ends another way. How does it start? Again, we're talking about this regression, this descent. Second line of the page, it starts with second line.
Klipa of Parai to the Klipa of Par.
Yeah, when? Historically, when?
No, when.
I have to guess. He tells you.
Midbar. That's when they faced Par.
The when does it?
Was in time was.
The beginning of Golas, the end of Golas.
Yeah.
Beginning of Golas is Parai. Besiyam Golas before the Mitzvah Yisrael. It's already descended to Pa'ir. So what's the difference? Pari is what? How do you touch pari?
It says have the touch of the peeling back.
Yeah, how does he touch? Well, yeah.
It's peeling back, the Indian of his yeshes.
His yeshes. So that's the union of what? What is that? What's the parallel? What you're saying? That is what level in the pasuk? That's moves.
And when it's peeled away,
That's
it
moves.
becomes
And from yeshes comes. It's not. It's a direct descent. It doesn't take too long. From just living a little selfish life, that's yeshes. That leads it then to pa'ir avodah zarah. Matrizin b'faneho, they defecated and dancing around excrement and drawing nourishment and spreading disease. Yeah, okay. But we started with the next paragraph. Let's continue now. Vazen itztavu Yisrael ubacharta b'chayim. So the pasuk says, choose life. Hainu shaloiti abchir b'ra. Don't choose ra. Now what's going to stop us from getting to ra? Nobody wakes up one day and wants to be destructive, evil, bad. It's not nice. Nobody wakes up like that. Al yedei zeh shaloiti abchir b'mavis. Doesn't start with ra. It starts with mavis. It starts with being, in the words of the Maimon, machshiv, giving inherent value or only value to just the simple pleasures of life. All I want is, again, a neat lawn and a decent salary and a roof over my head. That's all you want? Doesn't stop there. So, so that's where it starts. What does he want? He recognizes that all these inyonim, the psoilas, they come from a higher tainug. That's the chayim. The Rabbi spells it out for us in Avodah. V'hainosh afa pishin isn't me'achil or siya gashmim. Even though we're not saying, so don't eat, don't drink, and divorce yourself, divest yourself of ilam hazeh. Not saying that. He's nourished from the achila and shtiya gashmim, but still, which means therefore it's important. You have to eat a healthy diet, eat the right nutrients, exercise, whatever else goes along. Nonetheless, he knows that this, to get caught up in this as his tainug, is foolish because it's the pseilas, it's merely the rejection, the waste of the tanugim elyonim. And what's that? And how does it come? How does it get to the Gashmis? Because we explained that Barichas in the Maimishim is Barir v'nish belamata l'dei Kravayim Helyonim, because it was digested through the Kravayim Helyonim, the Malachim. And what's the Maimah saying? It's the same thing, but you're getting caught up in its most external waste dimension. Go to the Pnimius. Let's think what he's saying here. He's saying, not reject this for something else. Not for something else. It's this gufa that you are, it's being nourished by, and you must be. Can't live without it. You need to have a good parnasa. All these things are required. But what? Just understand what it is and what its pnimius is, what you're really seeking, and what is the pnimius of this very thing that you have. It is what? The Ma'im Elyonim. The Tanugim Elyonim. Sharikol Inyon Elam Hazeh. So he continues to say, all matters of this world are tachten, shein tachten matem, of which there's nothing lower. Shein pseilis v'tofel lagabe iker. It's all pseilis and secondary to the iker, so don't make the secondary primary. And what's the iker? Shwingin ha'chaim elyonim. What's the chaim elyonim? That's the tanugim elyonim. Yeah, it continues. Now, this the pasuk says, tzaddik b'manosa yichya. That the tzaddik lives by his emunah, meaning the hainu. What's the emunah? The afa pisha ein li havana v'asok b'mahos ha'chaim elyonim. We don't have a grasp in spiritual delights. I could say spiritual, but not godly. Shalachein koide makar achayim b'shem stim b'chol stim. That's why the source of life is called, sends us to Tanya, but to Lashon Hazoya, hidden from the hidden. What's the double expression, hidden from hidden? Hainu shelo b'vad shemakar achayim v'sosem imenu. Not only is the source of life hidden from him, ela shegam achayim elyonim, the tainugim elyonim, shenimshochem imenu, from which the Chaim Elyonim comes, Nikroim Etzloi, the Chaim Elyonim, B'Shem Stim, and that's hidden. I'm sorry, no, it's not the Pshat. 1 minute. So not only is the Mokar HaChaim, that's 2 steps removed from him, that's for sure Sassim. But the Chaim Elyonim, the Tanugim Elyonim, that come from there, it's a step lower, that too is Sassim. Follow? The other way. Shegam HaChaim Elyonim shenimshochem bimenu, from what? From the Mokar HaChaim, that too, that which is nimshach down to him, as it were, that too is hidden. The Ruchni is, and Tainug Eloki, as manifested from the Mokar HaChaim, which is in Atzmi. The Atzmi for sure Sassim, but even the Gilui is Sassim. That's what you're saying. The source and even its revelation. The Fisher ainly musik b'mahus HaChaim halyonim, because a person, a human being, has no grasp in the Ruchni's Dikkel life, the source of it all. So that's the taich, that's the pshat in the pasuk. The v'tzadik b'munasa yichya. Because Malkim, in other words, she's saying to the person, okay, don't get caught up in the Tanugim Tachtoinim. She said, no, it's all pseilis, but he doesn't. The Tanugim Elyonim is no shaykhis. So b'manasa yichya, it's no havon of asaga, no experience in the same way. It's a different mahus, like you said before in the Maimah, the mahus of meridus or mesikus in Chachma is not the same mahus as mesikus and meridus in the apple that he's crunching, that he's eating. But he knows. He knows. This is not emunah, is emunah yediyah. The emunah part is, even though he doesn't experience it, he understands very well that this is pseilis. Maimin v'kamokim maiminhu, shachayim sheloi, that his life, achilasa, yusiyose v'chol tzrachav, his food and drink and all of his needs, doesn't grasp it experientially, but he knows and therefore he believes. Einum ela pseilis v'tofel agabi achayim ha'amitim b'menasa yichya. So a little bit again. Why is this emunah? He understands this. So what's the emphasis in emunah?
He has to believe it.
Huh?
He has to believe it.
He believes it too.
That's the emunah.
Huh?
That's the emunah.
But if you understand, you don't have to believe. I'm asking if you understand something. If you understand, understand that everything is a mocker and everything is nishtalshal. This is that way. So this Chabad. What's the emunah here? That's what I'm asking. I should say he knows. He knows. He knows.
He doesn't really have understanding.
And but well, why can't you say he knows that this is only pseilis? What exactly is missing?
Understand it. He doesn't understand.
But why throw in the word emunah? Does he know it or he doesn't know it?
Well, what's knowing?
That
knowing without understanding.
Huh?
That sort of knowing needs to come from emunah, because it's not, you know it in that you're convinced of it, but you don't
why not?
see it. There's no empirical evidence of it. You can't.
Seichel understands. Seichel understands. What Seichel understands. Everything has a market. That Gashmis, the Volsem Ruchnis. I mean, what? Hello, where?
But does he understand the Mahus al Yenim, like he's saying, or no? He understands.
I'm asking you, what is wrong with the statement? Mikomokem yedeyahu shachaim shelo einum el pseilis v'tofel agabe chaim amitim. He knows that his life is only pseilis. Lagabe, he doesn't know this. He's taking this on a pure faith because the Maimah said so. I told you. That's it. He doesn't understand. And we're wasting our time. We can close the Sefer. Telling you, Chassidus Chabad is Chachma, Bin, and Das, that you should know it.
So what does it mean if you shein musig musachayim layenim?
It doesn't mean you don't know. There's Yediyas HaMetzias, Yediyas HaMos. You don't know the difference between Yediyas HaMetzias and Yediyas HaMos. There's Emes Yediyas HaMetzias.
You know because you know.
So you can still use the word Yediyah. Geval, that's the whole thing of Chassidus is that we cannot know Yediyas HaMos by Yediyas HaMetzias. That's Chabad Chassidim. He just now finished. Ois Chabad Chassidim finished. It's all over. We made a big mistake. You have to just believe what it says and finish. We'll give you a lot of statements to believe in, and you'll believe it, and because you're a nice boy and you have a touch with you in the shaman, break your heads over the maimah. This whole maimah is a whole arichas. Just tell us. We trust the Rebbe. Tell us that it's all pseilas. Believe him. Finished. It's the whole point of the maimah. It's the whole point that we're learning here for these days and days and days in the mashal of the Chasar HaKoved. It's to have Yediyah.
Why does it say that he has no understanding?
There's Mehus and Metzius. You understand the difference between the two?
Yeah, the mahus
So do we have an understanding of Yediyah and Metzius? What's Gans Chassidus Chabad?
is to at least know what you did some mitzvahs.
Not at least. That's what you need to know and can know, and it changes your life knowing that. It's not a consolation prize. L'chayre, that's what I'm asking. Not only is there nothing missing if you would change that word from Maimin to Yediyah, not just nothing, that's the whole point, is what you should know. What are we learning in this Maimin? If the whole, why do we need a whole Moshe all that's border? Du sollst wissen sein that it's pseilis. I just believe it because the Maimin told you, without any understanding. So all arichas from the way the body works is a reflection of Lamaila. This is not taken on faith. Everything has a mokas, nishtalshel, it's all seichel.
So why?
Huh?
So why? Why am I?
So I'm asking you.
I really don't know.
Oh, now you sound good. The chayda, I don't know. I'm not sure, but the chayda could suggest that the vart is that Mela, while he's learning the Maimer, so he has the idea. But when he's engaged right now he's in business and he's eating and drinking, and he's not learning the Maimer. So the physical reality here is what it is. What sustains him now is the emunah, which he nourished by learning the Maimer. Right now, he's the whole philosophy and stop. I just take misbain and the pseulas and then eat. Well, he's in the middle of his business. He's going to say, "That means you should do this. That's mincha ma'adev. You've got to stop." But from time to time, frequently. But while he's actually engaging, he's arangiton in them. He's got to be invested in it. So what's going to inspire him then is from the idea that it's the emunah of it. Because he's not experiencing this now experientially. So in that sense, it's emunah.
When is he ever experiencing it?
While he's learning, you stop him and ask him what's real or what's... He'll explain it to you. Be'emes or be'pnimius, and it's to find his life, basically, based on this yediyah. But where's the emunah come in? When the yediyah is not now illuminating his mind because he's actually engaged in the gashmis, and that's what talks to him, because our whole yediyah to begin with is yediyah samitzias, not yediyah samahuz. I feel the taste of the apple. I feel the dollar in my hand. The sensual experience. In his sensual experience, in the gashmis, it's tzaddik, b'menaseh yichya, he lives with the emunah. And this emunah itself is from his yediyah. This emunah is from his yediyah. But now it's makif, it's emunah. By the Polish, actually it could be, I think it's a Polish Shavot. I don't know if it's in Chazal, man. A Polish Shavot. By them, it's Tzaddik b'menaseh yechaye. Tzaddik, he gives you emunah. No yediyah, any yediyah of any kind. The Tzaddik's connection, you plug into him, so you plug in. Chassidus Chabad demands idea. You have to learn. So where's the emunah? Many answers to this. There's dargis which are gamri higher than seichel, but even which seichel appreciates. The Maimon is explaining it. But as we're suggesting here, the emunah means that even the time when the seichel is not illuminated, he's not learning the Maimon now. He's in the nitty-gritty of making a living, in the hard grind. He's sustained by this, in the makiv dika. He learned the Maimon that morning, that that's all pseula. So he's not thinking that, but it hovers as a context where you just can't get that excited about it. I get so bent out of shape when it doesn't go, or too excited when he makes the big deal. He will be excited and he will be upset. He's human. It's Matthias. He need bread on the table. About a little bit, it's softened because that's the emunah part. That is yichya. He lives with. Let's continue. She's Maimon who he believes, as we explained, it's a shachaim shelo yachilas ish siyos v'chol tzarachav, his food and his drink and all his needs. Einem el pseilis v'tofel agabi achaim ha'amitim. It's all just secondary, and the residual of the chaim ha'amitim b'manasa yichya. And what's that? Shezah havai likecha elikus eibishter k'mishakosa havai likecha hu chayecha. The food and drink. It's the pseilis, it's a nitzitz eliki in it, etc. But he's not relating to nitzitz eliki while he's right. But that's what drives him. Therefore, he will love the Eibishter because he explains in Tanya this level of love of life. Love of life. What's life? The Eibishter likus. It's a lower darga in Ava. But it's a level of the first level. Shenasa etzli regesh ha'ava. The Rebbe says amazing things here that the alikus is so real. Therefore, that shenasa etzli regesh ha'ava b'basar alev ha'gashmi. He has a feeling of love in the physical heart. Shesham b'mokim ha'midas. That's where the emotions al havai likecha. Now, when is he going to feel that? That's in davening, when he's actually engaged. B'yodoi, knowing that the whole energy that he gets from food and drink, and so on, chulu, when you shall pseilis, it's all the residual, l'gabi ha'tainugim el yoinim. Let's rephrase that completely. Knowing that the reason that the Eibishter is giving him food and drink, etc., is because the Eibishter loves him and delights in him. Pashut. That the pnimius of everything that he has is because all of God's delight, nis'ava, and the nis'ava is you. The tainig is in you. That's the tainug el yoin, at its core. Everything I have is an expression of his deepest love. And more than deepest love, tainug in atzmi, because it's all he craves is me, in a relationship with me, my wife, my children, my world, the whole world. So he knows that it's all what the psaitz, what it's just the chitzonius of what the tanugim el yoinim. So the answer to the question favos, why all of this? Why this whole thing? So one answer is because God delights in me, in you. The answer to everything. So that's a very deep tainu. Again, there's a million manifestations and all kinds of hell that has to be turned into it's a ganze Geschäft that requires yishapcha and yiskafia and avodas and a long history. Wow, it's a very deep nisava. It's thousands of years for its unfolding. That's quite the nisava, eh?
Complex taiva.
The taiva is, it's expression. It's expression. It's very complex. But it's all one thing. And the whole kavanah is that in all this complexity is going to be revealed. The simple, it's all one thing. I want you. That's all this whole business. So this is by him, but last two lines of the ois. So he knows that the chayes that he's getting from all of this, from the food and drink, it's all the psoilis, the gabi hatanugim elyonim, shem etze bebechin hastimin, that consciously they are hidden from him, she'en li musa behem, v'nimshachim istimu d'chol stimin, yet he draws on the source of all, that's the chayim itself, shezeving in the havaya, that the pasuk said before, k'mishakosav havaya lekecha, hu chayecha. He seems to be saying that Elikecha is stimin, and Havai is stimin, the chol stimin, and he connects to the mamish, the makar achayim, because he knows that's really what it all is. That's why this whole thing is, and that's in every pleasure. Let's make it, beautiful and nice. Every pleasure that he has, that he enjoys, is what's that pleasure? It's the pleasure of the Eibishter for him and in him. That's what it all comes from. Yeah, let's go further. So what did he said earlier? Yeah, the guys all on the phone. You're all hiding behind the nod of a head. Good morning, Avner, David, Chaim. Who's that? The Fred? I know that.
Good morning. Good morning.
Huh?
Rabbi. Hi, Rabbi. Not hiding.
I'm hiding in the front closet. You know that story. You know the story of I'm hiding in the front closet?
Yes, we do.
You do? Okay.
The classic.
Yeah, I'm hiding in the front closet. Actually, it's all tied in here. Stim with the chostim. What's the... So you start... Bekitzer, the fella comes home. Darling, I'm home. And he hears a voice, I'm hiding. She doesn't want to see him. I'm hiding. I came home to see you. I'm hiding. She's brogues. And then he calls out, I brought you the diamond ring that you always wanted from whatever it is over there. And then she says, I'm hiding in the front closet. The hell of a hest is removed. When she feels that he desires her, the hell of Hester, the stim of the chostim is removed. The Pnimis is revealed. Because of about this, the pasuk says about Pa'ir. Yes, we said that Pa'ir is nishtalsha from what? Yeah. So what's Pari is Maves. Pari is Elam Haza, is Doimim, is Helen Behester, Stam. It's kind of like Klippas Nega and Gimel Klippas Atmei. So similar in it. But then from there goes to Pa'ir. So what does it say about Pa'ir? V'neshev Bagoy, we were, Moishe Ben is saying, he's recounting history, we were in the valley, Mul Beis Pa'ir, facing Beis Pa'ir. What's the valley? I know. Sha'inyen shehu mul keneged beis pa'ir. This is the eitzah to pa'ir. That this that we are opposite, facing, standing off against beis pa'ir. Shezuhi ha'eitzah. What conveyed in these words is the eitzah, the advice. Lishel the pa'ir. To negate pa'ir. How's that? Inyan ha'yeshiva. Vaneshev. Yeshiva implies, Pnimis Dikavida, settling. Where? Bagai, in the valley. So the being in a valley, Beruchnius and Bepnimius, and virtuously, that's the Eitzah to Pa'ir. The matter is as follows. A valley is the opposite of a mountain. So a mountain is very tall. Now look at this definition. A very small, tiny thing. So you would never notice it, but you put it on top of the mountain, you can see it from the distance. A small thing on a mountain becomes visible. Whereas in a valley, it's the opposite. It's big, but since if it's found, it's placed in the depth, in the deep valley, it's concealed. So what does it mean, Baruchnius? Let's find out. I know Shinyan Hagai who. So what's the union of the guy of the union of the valley? Who Moshe Lapchina stim the whole stimin. Hidden from the hidden. Meaning, Shemeyoy say Dover Godel, it's a gewaldige Giloi. But nonetheless, it's concealed. We call it where Yash, we come from no thing because we cannot relate or define it. That's why it's called Ayin. Now, it's actually interesting because today is, I see he was going here. Today is Kislev, and the Mitnerba wanted, as we mentioned yesterday, when two young light meet, what should they discuss? Yichud Ilo, Yichud Tato, which is going to explain now. Kel Deis Havaya, a whole arichas I see here in Yichud Ilo and Yichud Tato. So that Be'ez Hashem will begin tomorrow.